This is an interactive video. You may tap and click to dive in and explore further. Exploring Intersections, Where Art Meets the Mobile Culture, Part 3 by Mary McDonald for eTech 565M UBC. Through the collision of art and mobile culture and mobile technology, new art forms have been created. Judy Neal's essay was included in Women and Multimedia. She was a participant of the UBC Art Song Lab, which is an interesting collaboration between writers and musicians, and they do an interesting way of collaborating. Judy Neal wrote in Women and Multimedia, "The art song is composed on Skype, and the first time we will all go over it in person will only be 3 days before the performance." Poetry and art, visual art, has had a long-standing relationship. In this case, they've taken it to the multimedia level.
Something has happened to the I on this passage. I is no longer a point of view. Stuck to this emotion or that, the site of accumulated experience. I has shed the necessity of self-defense. I is a floating center of perception.
Sound opera, cross-media collaborations, video poems, books which are bridges to the mobile multimedia world exploding out of the book. New art forms are being created.
Alter ego. Something has happened to the I on this passage. I is no longer a point of view. Stuck to this emotion or that, the site of accumulated experience.
Quattro Books just recently published my latest collection, Barbaric Cultural Practice, and it's become a multimedia extension of the book because it has 16 barcodes that link to video poems of the poems that are in the book, 16 pages. So that's extraordinarily exciting because poetry for me literally needs to lift off the page, and with barcodes you could do that. So it's linked to YouTube. Pieces by Dennis Siren, by Bill Gilliam, and performances by Brenda McMorrow and Bill Gilliam. Lots and lots of fun.
Spoken word poet Sherry D. Wilson has also published a book embedded with linked QR codes, Goddess Gone Fishing for a Map of the Universe. This transformed the page into performative venue, thus expanding the region page into a medium incorporating the sense of sound. Sherry D. Wilson, Performing Women, page 83. Venues for the poetic voice are proliferating across the country as the general psyche assimilates the convergence electronic images, words, and sounds as never before. I was inspired by that, and when the opportunity was given to me, founded the first poetry video lab in a Canadian university at Brandon University, Die Brandt, page 19. 4 years later, there were thousands of poetry video sites on the internet. There were prestigious poetry video contests even in Canada, Die Brandt. Conceptually, it is a fascinating dichotomy. On one hand, we are examining the oldest form of storytelling. On the other, we are discussing its presentations with the latest cutting-edge technology. Perhaps then we must view the exchange between technology and spoken word poetry as an interplay, more like a jazz jam. Sherry D. Wilson, Performing Women, page 78. While I crafted my videos with the assistance of filmmaking teams, the technology raced on in front of me. Film quality became less of a necessity, and artists began to independently tape and share their work through low-budget means such as webcams and phones. Sherry D. Wilson, Performing Women, page 82.
1999, and again it was through meeting John Magyar, who is a wonderful sound engineer, and we put together, he recorded a sound opera that we had put on stage. It began as a poem. This is the usual practice for me. It begins as a poem, and then I take it and work with director Anne Anglin, and it becomes a play. This particular one was staged at Theatre Passe-Muraille, and then it needs to go into somewhere else with more art, so it became a sound opera, and that became our first sound opera in 1999.
The story of the work of Theresa Harris. More sound opera.
From an upstairs window, winter.
The sky is about 4 o'clock bay.
Icicles have dropped heavy white tulips onto back kitchen roofs.
Soft snow is rising onto the air.
Maple buds set in their pale limbs almost as if ready. Time to leave the window to its own reality.
New art forms have been created by the collision between the mobile culture and the arts. This is an untapped treasure potential for the education world. Mary McDonald, eTech 565M UBC, February 2017.